Szanowni Państwo, proszę o wysłuchanie hymnów państwowych Holandii i Polski.
Kompania, patrz! Na prawo, patrz!
Boys and girls. Of course, especially welcome for the women who are present in Overlenge, veterans, the son of General Maciek. It fills me with great pleasure to welcome you all today. Of course, a day which is also very special because of the visit of so many commemorates veterans. You fought for the freedom of our country, for the freedom of Breda. We are very grateful for this, and we will never forget what you have done for us. 75 years of peace, 75 years of freedom. We commemorate and celebrate that Breda was liberated on October 29 in 1944. We commemorate the liberation by the 1st Polish Armored Division led by General Maciek. Events that we have been celebrating for decades in great gratitude and with a lot of respect. We celebrate that we have been living in freedom ever since and reflect on the great sacrifices that have been made from your side to make this possible for us. 75 years of freedom means that we bring the past, the present and the future together here in Breda. We commemorate, celebrate, but also look forward to the future. I think it's good that we are not only commemorating and remembering the significance of the falls for Breda, but that we let current and future generations take note of the important role that our liberators have played in the history of Breda, and that we owe them a lot of gratitude. We ensure their legacy at the Maciek Memorial and the Seban, which will be opened in only a few months from now. This way we continue to tell their stories and keep these stories alive for the longer term. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm pleased to see that Breda is aware of its history and the role you played in that history. That we realize that freedom should never be taken for granted. that we have to cherish our freedom, that we keep the recollection of the liberation alive together and show how grateful we are for the fact that we can live together today in freedom. Thank you very much.
Prosimy o zabranie głosu pana generała dywizji Stanisława Czostka, dowódcę 11. Lubuskiej Dywizji Kawalerii Pancernej z Żagani.
Dear veterans, dear Mayor, Mr. Minister, Mr. Ambassador, Generals, ladies and gentlemen. There are many places in Europe that praise the heroism and courage of Polish soldiers. Breda, a city commemorated with a plaque on the tomb of the unknown soldiers in Warsaw, had been added there by the gallant acts of the soldiers of the 1st Polish Armored Division to the latest history of Polish armed forces. 75 years ago, on October 29, 1944, soldiers commanded by General Maciek, following the liberation trail from the fields of Normandy, sparing no blood, liberated Breda, the capital and the pearl of North Brabant. Giving the inhabitants of Breda a gift of freedom was one of the most spectacular combat achievements of the 1st Armored Division. As the veteran present here with us today recall, the joy of freedom was immeasurable. A sea of flowers, shop displays covered with the word "Thank you" boards were the most visible expression of gratitude to the Polish soldiers. We remembered with pride that the honoring of the soldiers of General Maciek with the honor medal and awarding each of the tankers with the title of honorary citizen of Breda. We remember the fact that our legendary general was honored with the honorary citizenship of the Netherlands at the request of citizens of Breda. Dear ladies and gentlemen, as every year we come to your hospitable city to testify that our soldiers' memory and our respect for the achievements of our predecessors are values that never cease in the community of the 11th Armored Cavalry Division, which I have the honor to command. For 28 years, soldiers and employees of the Black Division had proudly fulfilled the role of guardians of memory of the 1st Polish Armored Division. The plaque by which we have gathered to remember the liberators of Breda has been a special place since 2014. It was here that 75 years ago, a field mass dedicated to the soldiers of General Maciek killed during the battle for the liberation of the city has been performed. It is highly symbolic that it has been introduced thanks to the joint action of the Black Division, the Federation of Polish Armed Forces Organization, and the Roman Catholic Parish in Breda. It is material proof that the memory of our predecessors is wonderfully connecting different generations of Poles and Dutch. Dear residents of Breda, we know that it is not by accident that General Stanisław Maciek chose your beautiful vibrant city as a final resting place among his fallen comrades in arms. Breda, along with the symbols present in the modern history of the city, Polish military cemeteries, invariably part of the Polish code of memory, which create the spiritual strength of our present division. I would like to emphasize that Breda is a special place for us. I'm convinced that the preservation of memory wouldn't have been possible without tedious work of many veterans and their descendants, focusing on maintaining the tradition, as well as the extraordinary care of subsequent city leaders given to Polish memorial. Returning to the slogan that greatest Polish soldiers in liberated Breda, I would like to say in this symbolic place, thank you, people of Breda. Thank you all for a good memory and the gifts of your hearts. Glory and eternal memory to the heroes from under Hussar wing. Thank you very much.
Witam drogie, panie i panowie. Hartelijk welkom, geachte dames en heren en kinderen die de moeite hebben genomen om van hun thuisland naar Breda te reizen. Hartelijk welkom ook aan alle overige dames en heren hier aanwezig op deze herdenking en viering van 75 jaar vrijheid. Vanwege het ontbreken van kennis van de Poolse taal en om tegemoet te komen aan een groot deel van onze Poolse gasten, zal ik mijn toespraak voortzetten in het Engels. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to all of you. As chairman of Foundation of Veterans at Breda, I was invited to speak to you. For me, it is an honor to do so. After all, I was born in freedom, short after World War II in Breda, thanks to those brave Polish soldiers. Because the Polish government refused to capitulate for the Nazis, most incumbent members of the Polish government and army command spread to Western Europe, in particular to Great Britain. A lot of Polish soldiers residing in other countries did the same. The so-called Western Polish soldiers formed army units and were prepared for the Allied fight against the Nazis. As most of you know, there was a first Polish armed division led by the well-known General Stanislaw Maciej. Supported by his troops, he set free parts of Dutch provinces, Zeeuws-Vlaanderen, Noord-Brabant, and at the east side, Gelderland, Overijssel, Drenthe, and Groningen. In the beginning, there was little respect and award for the Polish operations due to two governments, one operating in Poland, influenced by the Soviets in a so-called post-communistic period, and the other government in Great Britain, in Eastern Europe called the imperialistic capitalism. More important, perhaps, is the difference in vision how to lead the troops. Great Britain, Australia, Canada, and the Americans, for instance, used the Anglo-Saxon way of leadership, a top-down approach. The Polish military leaders prefer to use the Rhineland method, leading by bottom-up information. Like General Maciej and his Polish soldiers have been praised by the people of Breda for their chivalrous manner of action. All Polish soldiers were named honorary citizens of Breda. I don't have the slightest idea about the policy or vision Polish communities develop for the next, let's say, 3 to 5 years. For me, there is one thing for sure. At that time, the Netherlands may not have any Polish veterans left at all. Looking forward, what will be the necessary for healthcare? I would say, paying all attention to the small first and large second generation of our Polish heroes. It would be a part of honor to strive for the same health care for Polish descendants as the Dutch government organized for their own veterans. I hope for those children and Polish veterans who need this health care and support, they will receive it in time. Nisi nasi polski veterani. Long live our Polish veterans. Thank you all for your attention.
pana ministra Jana Józefa Kasprzyka, szefa Urzędu do Spraw Kombatantów i osób represjonowanych wraz z weteranami. Pana generała dywizji Stanisława Czoska, dowódcę 11 Lubuskiej Dywizji Kawalerii Pancernej oraz pana pułkownika Piotra Zienia, dowódcę 4 Brygady Kawalerii Pancernej, pana pułkownika Artura Pigonia, dowódcę 10 Brygady Kawalerii Pancernej oraz pana pułkownika Grzegorza Bardziego, 23 Pułku Artylerii. Stowarzyszenie Honorowych Podhalańczyków z panem generałem przedstawicieli Kemente Breda. Jednostka strzelecka imienia majora Władysława Wilka z Rzeszowa Małopolskiego. Harcerze Polska Parafia w diecezji Breda i Fundacja Serce Polski. Polska Grupa Motocyklowa Motopolacy. Dziękujemy wszystkim zebranym za udział w uroczystości złożenia wieńców i kwiatów przy okolicznościowej tablicy upamiętniającej wyzwolenie Bredy przez żołnierzy I Polskiej Dywizji Pancernej pod dowództwem generała Stanisława Maczka.
wij zitten hier op de stoel.
Wat hij doet, hang hij die aan. Ik weet het niet.
Stoelen. Dames en heren, jongens en meisjes, maar vooral veteranen van Breda en veteranen uit Polen. Van harte welkom op deze bijzondere Bredaanse Veteranendag. Heel erg fijn dat u met zoveel hier naar de Grote Markt bent gekomen. Nederland staat in een teken van 75 jaar vrijheid. Breda werd op 29 oktober 1944 bevrijd. We vieren dat we sindsdien in vrede en vrijheid mogen leven en staan stil bij de grote offers die velen daarvoor hebben gebracht. Inzet voor vrede, vrijheid en veiligheid. Dat is wat alle veteranen van Polen en van Nederland met elkaar verbindt. Ik vind het belangrijk dat we ook op lokaal niveau hier in Breda ons respect tonen voor onze veteranen. Ik ben blij dat u met zoveel bent gekomen, dat u elkaar in de stad kunt ontmoeten, dat u bij kunt praten. Namens het gemeentebestuur, namens de stad, namens de bevolking spreek ik mijn dankbaarheid en waardering uit voor alles wat u als veteraan heeft betekend, voor al uw opofferingen. Al heeft u een belangrijke bijdrage geleverd aan onze vrede, aan onze vrijheid en onze veiligheid. Soms wel meer dan een halve eeuw geleden, of misschien juist wel heel recent. Iedere veteraan heeft zijn eigen verhaal. Iedere veteraan met dezelfde toewijding, dienstbaarheid en verantwoordelijkheid. Want dat is wat jullie bindt. Het nemen van deze verantwoordelijkheid is voor velen van u niet gemakkelijk geweest. En heeft offers van u gevraagd. Van u, maar zeker ook niet te vergeten van uw thuisfront. Lichamelijke offers of soms minder zichtbaar geestelijke offers. Dit alles heeft een grote impact op de rest van uw leven en ook op dat van het leven van uw naasten gehad. Dat mogen we nooit vergeten. Vrede en veiligheid. Het raakt ons allemaal. 75 jaar geleden werd hier gevochten voor onze vrede en onze veiligheid. Door mensen ver weg van hun eigen thuis. Ver weg van de plek waar een wieg stond. Want het waren de mensen onder leiding van generaal Maciek die ervoor zorgden dat Breda zijn vrijheid terugkreeg. We zijn de Poolse veteranen natuurlijk eeuwig dankbaar. En ik ben er enorm trots op dat wij vandaag hier in ons midden nog 7 veteranen hebben die Breda daadwerkelijk hebben bevrijd. Geef ze een enorm applaus. Beste veteranen, waar u ook gediend heeft, wat uw rang ook is geweest, hoe uw leven er nu ook uitziet, u bent hier om elkaar weer te zien en stil te staan bij wat u samen heeft bereikt en heeft beleefd. Het is uw dag. Het is een dag die om u draait als veteraan. Maar wat ben ik blij dat u als veteranen in Breda deze dag samen met de Poolse veteranen wil vieren en daarmee deze 12e Veteranendag van Breda een bijzondere invulling hebt gegeven en een bijzondere kleur hebt gegeven. Ik wil u daarvoor danken, net zo goed als ik de stichting Serge Polski wil bedanken voor de gezamenlijkheid waarmee met de stichting Breda's Veteranen deze geweldige herdenking en deze geweldige viering van Veteranendag is opgezet. ...75 jaar vrijheid, 75 jaar veiligheid, 75 jaar manier van leven die we zelf kunnen invullen. Daarvoor mogen we echt een feestelijke dag beleven. Maar het is wel een feestelijke dag met een serieuze ondertoon. Want vrijheid en veiligheid komen niet voor niets. Een dag daarom van dankbaarheid, waardering en respect voor al die veteranen die dat mogelijk hebben gemaakt. Ik wens u allen een prachtige mooie Veteranendag 2019 toe. En ik wens u allen een mooi weekend toe. Maar ik hoop u vooral de komende dagen te zien als we stilstaan en bij de bevrijding van Breda. En met elkaar vieren dat we al 75 jaar vrijheid leven. Dankzij de inzet van deze mensen. Dank u wel.
Wij zijn een heel andere tijd grootgebracht. Strenge winters, strenge zomers.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask you for your attention for the order of departure after the ceremony. After His Majesty the King, President Duda and the First Lady have taken their leave, the members of the press will follow first. After them, the veterans and their caretakers will take their leave as well. All the other guests will be the last to leave. This departure will be led by our colleagues and we request you to please follow their instructions.
Ja, we hebben mooi dat u er vandaag bij kan zijn. Tuurlijk, ja toch? Ja, snap ik. Die collega die achter je
Hij heeft Maximilian meegebracht. Een borststal, niet slecht, nee.
Your Majesty, President Duda, Mrs. Kornhauser Duda, Excellencies, Mr. Maciek and Mrs. Maciek Skillen, veterans, family members, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Breda, on this special occasion in our history. Today it's exactly 75 years ago that Breda was liberated by the 1st Polish Armed Division, led by General Stanislaw Maciek. It's an honor to share this presence of Mr. Wódkiewicz, Mr. Semrau, Mr. Kwitsinski, Mr. Luchter, Mr. Slowinski, Mr. Figel, Mr. Breski and Mr. Jadamski. You give us freedom. We are guests of this field of honor, the last resting place of General Maciek and many of his men. General Maciek, from whom there was only one officially resting place, here, together with his old soldiers, brave men who sacrificed their lives for our freedom. We honor them at this burial ground and at the cemetery at the Vogelsanglaan in Breda. So many young men, so many shattered lives. It's touching to read their names. It's touching to read their ages. They are forever kept in your and our hearts, with us forever. We are grateful that you veterans are among us today, after a weekend full of ceremonies. Celebration of freedom is a bittersweet occasion. For you, that's obvious. Big sacrifices have been made for our liberation. You brought us freedom, but at the same time, this freedom was not granted to you. At this place we embrace you and your fallen comrades. We do not forget. Next year, the Maciek Memorial, next to this field of honor, will be opened officially. The Maciek Memorial, the guardian of the Polish history of Breda. Today, Breda shows its respect, gratitude and happiness. Respect for the fighters of the 1st Polish Armed Division, led by General Maciek, all honorary citizens of the city of Breda. Gratitude for the friendship and love that sealed the bond between Breda and Poland after the war. And happiness because we can live in freedom in the Netherlands, thanks to all allies. "75 years after the liberation of Breda, I will quote veteran Marian Slowinski. An appeal to further improve the world, now and in the future. For the free Netherlands, free Europe, for a free world." He said, "Those who grow up now must value freedom. Shake each other's hands." Lieselotte and Friso, great-grandchildren of Polish soldiers here in Breda, will later on help you, Your Majesty and you, President Duda, with placing flowers. On behalf of all residents of Breda, thanks to those to whom we owe our freedom. Dziękujemy wam, Polacy.
Bijna goed, hè?
Het is allemaal wat ze hier zitten. maakt alle kruisje, deze een rond.
Ja.
Dat is dan afgelopen.
We rijden straks in de visserij en dan gaan we die kabel zetten en nemen gelijk ermee naar Amersfoort.
Musimy iść już napędzają do samochodu, bo już odjeżdżają. Ale jak my będziemy teraz na rynku, więc jak Państwo będą już na rynku...
Dames en heren, mag ik een groot applaus voor Zijn Majesteit Koning Willem-Alexander, president Andrzej Duda, zijn echtgenote Agata Duda en burgemeester Paul de Pla. Zij staan nu op de plek waar in 1944 generaal Maček en de burgemeester van Breda stonden om samen met de bevolking van de vrijheid te vieren. De familie van generaal Maček is vandaag ook aanwezig en wij vragen ook voor hen een speciaal applaus. Straks, na de muzikale finale, zullen de koning en de president nog het woord tot ons richten. En de fanfare Breda wapens. De historische vrijheidstocht komt nu de grote markt op. Als eerste ziet u het Poolse militaire orkest Zagan. Daarna volgen Poolse en Nederlandse militairen en die worden weer gevolgd door historische voertuigen met voorop de jeeps met Poolse veteranen. miljoen. Graag uw aandacht voor de fanfare Bredemakers onder leiding van Breda. Samen met koor en dansers van de muziektheateropleiding commemorates onder leiding van Breda en Danielle Makers. We beginnen hoog in de lucht met het spel van stadsbijlier Paul Maassen.
and President
Thank you very much indeed for coming to Breda on this historic day. Today, it is exactly 75 years ago that your compatriots liberated this city. Brave Polish lads, far from home, led by the great general Breda. The city's oldest inhabitants still remember that day. They can still hear the shells exploding. They can still see the buildings set on fire by the flying forces. The church people destroyed. They remember the fear they felt as they took cover in the shelters. But what they remember above all is the joy when the city was finally liberated. The tears of happiness, people dancing and singing in the streets, climbing on tanks, and bracing to Polish songs. We honor our Polish liberators, and we're grateful that some of them are here in our midst today. Breda loves you, the Netherlands loves you. We carry the memory of your fight to liberate us in our hearts. That bond cannot be broken. You will always be welcome here. Poland still had to wait until 1989 before it gained its liberty. It's important that we now join together to continue to defend this hard-fought freedom, yours and ours. Close to home, in our own streets, in our cities and our own countries, but also in Europe and the wider world. Breda is alive and vibrant, a wonderful city, a free city, and that is thanks in a very large part to the Polish soldiers who risked and sometimes gave their lives for our freedom 75 years ago. Dziękujemy wam Polacy. Thank you.
Distinguished representatives, the state authorities of the Kingdom of the Netherlands and the Republic of Poland, Excellency Mr. Ambassador, distinguished Mayor, distinguished Professor, greeting General Stanisław Maciek's son, Professor Andrzej Maciek. Distinguished representatives of the Organization of Poles in the Kingdom of the Netherlands, generals, officers and soldiers, but first and foremost, most honorable veterans, our heroes. On the 29th of October 1944, after 2 days of fierce fights, the 1st Polish Armored Division repelled German forces from another Dutch city, that time from Breda. To the inhabitants of Breda it meant the end of war. Just like today, Polish flags flew here next to Dutch flags. Just like today, one could hear the words, "Thank you Poles, dziękujemy wam Polacy." Who were those young men in uniforms with badges reading Poland? Tired, wounded, covered with mud or lubricant from the tanks, bent over the bodies of their fallen friends, sharing food with the starving civilians. Why? They find themselves here, in Breda, so far from their homeland. For us, Poles, the tragedy of the war began as early as September the 1st, 1939. Following 5 weeks of fierce resistance, regular Polish troops succumbed to the two aggressors, the German Nazis and their allies, the Soviets. That, however, was just the beginning of our struggle for freedom. The Polish underground state, the biggest underground organization in the history of the world, functioning against Germans under their occupation in Poland, and its government in exile in the UK, established close cooperation with the Allies and formed the Polish army on the British soil when General Maciek's division camped. Hundreds of thousands of Poles got involved in the partisan warfare, sabotage and intelligence actions against occupants. We paid a very high price for it. Nearly 6 million Polish citizens, including 3 million people of Jewish descent, lost their lives. They perished in the German death camps built on our lands as a result of genocide and executions, in frontline battles, from slave labor, disease, and hunger. And still we did not give up, led by the motto for our freedom and yours. Poles were fighting firstly against Germans almost everywhere in Europe, from the first to the last day of the horrendous war. General Maciek and his soldiers were aware of the enormity of evil they were struggling with. They also knew the value of every human life which they tried to protect. General Maciek decided to enter Breda from the east, launching a fast and surprising offensive, with no support of heavy artillery on airfield, with no cannon shots. He wanted to save as many inhabitants and their houses as possible. Such tactics, however, had to result in casualties. 151 soldiers of the 1st Polish Armored Division died in the Battle of Breda. Several hundreds sustained wounds. Years later, their brothers in arms were asked, "You looked death in the eye every day. You watched your friends die. You slept in ground pits under tanks. Was it worth it?" And they would always answer, "That was the right thing to do. We wanted to end that hell." But it's not all. General Maciek recalled, "The warmth and hospitality of the Dutch were very valuable for the division's soldiers. All those words, time rays of light that suppressed the inevitable shadows. Despite so vastly differing attitudes and customs, no command of the Dutch language, the Polish soldiers were greeted with joy and enthusiasm, which surpassed everything that they had experienced thus far. They felt as if they were in their own country and paid for that with true affection and sacrifice. That is also the reason why, after the war, many soldiers of the 1st Armored Division found their place on earth in the Netherlands, as well as loyal friends, love, and family homes. I'm glad that right here in front of the Breda City Hall, I can remind that the soldiers of the 1st Armored Division and their commander were granted the honorary citizenship of the city. General Stanisław Maciek, who after the war received also the honorary citizenship of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, has a street named after him, which crosses the street called Polish Road. Next year, a museum dedicated to the general is planned for opening in Breda. However, a particularly important and beautiful gesture was yet another initiative undertaken by the people of Breda. In the 1960s, they established the Polish Military Field of Honor in Breda. There they brought and buried the remains of the fallen Polish soldiers scattered before a cross the nearby burial site. Precisely here, among his soldiers, rests General Stanisław Maciek himself. Just like Polish Air Force pilots, paratroopers from the Polish 1st Independent Parachute Brigade of General Sosabowski, members of the resistance movement, prisoners of war, and forced laborers. The unique cemetery resembles a piece of Polish soil on the Dutch soil. It makes us ponder on the price of our freedom. But beyond that, it fills us with great hope. The hope that the sacrifice of the heroes buried here will become the cornerstone of the new Europe. The Europe in which three nations will live in peace and friendship with mutual respect, aware of their true history and, at the same time, building their common good future. Now, I would like to thank all the people of Breda for everything that you did for our Polish soldiers back then and after the war. And I thank you, Your Majesty, and the people of Breda very much for this beautiful day and this wonderful celebration. Glory to the fallen. May the memory of the heroic liberators of Breda live on.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, thank you for sharing this freedom celebration with us.